the Tokyo 2021 Games. So we're rolling straight on to the second of the semi-finals now. And this is a matchup between the young French fencer, Alexandre Ediri, and the Japanese Shikine Takahiro.
Well, it's an interesting matchup, this one, if for no other reason than, you never would have called Ediri for making the semi-final here. Well done to him for doing that. World number 106, currently with a very minimal ranking points. He's faced Shikine 3 times in his career, and the head-to-head is not too bad. It's 2-1 in favour of the Japanese fencer here, Shikine Takahiro. But they last met at the Bonn World Cup back in November 2019 in the pools. So when they were fighting to 5 hits, and it was Ediri that won that one.
Yes, a confirmation of their ages and world rankings. They're both 23 years old, but 106 world ranked against world ranked 20. So on the left of your screen, it is Alexandre Ediri against Shikine Takahiro of Japan.
Yeah, booked his place at the home Olympic Games here today with his performance.
Now the Japanese didn't qualify as a team, but they will have some host nation spots, won't they, Karen? Eight, in fact.
They will, and they'll definitely use 2 of them to fill a men's foil team. I have absolutely no doubt in that.
Well, the good thing is that they've got individual athletes qualified in every single weapon.
And qualified as by a team in women's foil.
And yeah, so that means that they can use, basically they can fill 4 more teams. So exactly. They could basically have 5 teams out of the 6.
And that's what they will do for sure. It's the most sensible way to use your host nation spots when you're in the situation they're in. And I fancy that it will be Shikine will be joined by Saito Toshiya and Matsuyama Kiyotsuki in Tokyo. And I wouldn't say, even though they'll be the 9th best team of 9 in the competition, I would not rule that team out.
Yeah, with some home support as well. You wouldn't want to go up against them, would you?
No.
So if they are the 9th of 9, they would have to fence the 8th best team.
They'll face Canada in the. I mean, look, there's a switch around, so it could be Canada or Germany potentially, but they will have a 1 round of 16 match at the games. Look, it's all well and good talking about him, but look at what Ediri's doing here. This mixture these young French fencers have got of the old style footwork. Really classic shape on the feet, really classic patterns. But watch the hand, it's the modern hand. Men's foil, when you're attacking, you keep your point out of the way so your opponent can't pick up the blade and therefore take the right of way away from you. So remise of the riposte is good for Ediri. So basically, Shikine attacked, Ediri blocked with his blade, and he missed on his first one. Shikine then had a continuation of his attack and missed, and so Ediri picks up the right of way and scores with a continuation of his riposte. Defense is amazing. You look at the distance between these two. Ediri's reaction speed is incredible.
I know, and the crazy thing is that he's not currently, right now, going to the Olympic Games.
And I think even with this very special performance, he still won't be going to the Olympic Games. It's a big call for Emeric Clote, the French coach, to make. I suppose it is possible to take the reserve spot, but I'm not so sure.
I know, but if you look at the French, the way that they're set up, you know, it is kind of like you don't want to lose the likes of Le Pechou, who's such a good team fencer.
One of the best of all time.
Yeah. I mean, right now, they've got Enzo Lefort, world champion.
Number one on the team sheet.
Yeah. Number 2 in the world. Julien Martin, ranked 10th in the world. Irvin Le Pechou, ranked 13th in the world. And Maxime Poti, world ranked number 16. It's going to be a big shout for Ediri, even if you were to win this competition, to knock one of those fencers out of the team to get to the Olympic Games. I mean, would you really take Le Pechou out at 39 years old?
No, not out of the team, but perhaps they consider putting him just in the team. I don't know. It's a big call, but Ediri's doing himself all world of favours here by doing this. He's already scored 30 ranking points from this competition, so he's going to jump into 5th spot at the very minimum in the French rankings.
Yeah, and he'll have his eye on the following Olympics, which aren't that far away now. You know, it's only 3 years to Paris.
Yes. He's doing a smashing job here, but watch Takahiro Shikine. He's just changed the way he's approaching this fight. Just slowly coming in on the attack, just closing distance, and then again keeping that arm well out of the way. The danger here is Ediri's picking it and spotting it. His footwork is so good for such a young fencer, and someone not so experienced. He's picking the moment to dive in on the counter-attack. He didn't have the ball then. He did not have the right of way.
And hit with that counter and body evasion. If you can hit without being hit.
Amazing that was. Watch this. The conversation between the blades is frenetic. Final counter imposters know, and then they went past each other. So even though a light came up, the referee Natalia Zurevleva had already called halt for the fencers crossing each other. I wouldn't rule Shikine Takahiro out at this moment, though. He's still having a little look and working out what to do. He's trying this. This is the Korean hop, as it's known. Beautiful attack from the Japanese fencer. And a nice acknowledgement there from Ediri saying, yep, you got me there, you did me. Change of pace now, going in with a slightly different attack. A one step forwards, a very long one, so it looks slow. It doesn't look too aggressive, and then a really sharp lunge. This time looking for second intention para riposte, and then proceeds with a counter riposte, which misses, and then the counter-attack is off target. So really clever fencing from Shikine, and Ediri seems to be able to adapt within 1 or 2 hits of the change.
Back foot sliding away from Ediri there. Still able to defend himself.
Yeah, eyes open. He's watching to see where the final action's coming from, and he's so sharp with his reactions. That's what's most impressive about him. Did he make him miss? I think he did. Beautiful stuff here. That was a cracker. Look at the distance. He's so close. Ediri's still able to block out, to find that moment. This is a phenomenal set of reactions from Ediri at such close distance. Now coming in on the new style attack with the arm back, but it fails for him on this occasion.
So less than 10 seconds to go in this first period. At the rate that they're going, we're not going to see period number 3, that's for sure. Will they step away as we go to the break? I think Shikine's offering, but Ediri still coming. And that is the break. 8-7 the score, nothing in it at all. Ediri started strong, but Shikine was able to change his tactics and has worked his way right back in here. And Karim, do you see the momentum now with the Japanese fencer?
Do you know what? I'm not quite there on that one yet, because it seems to me that Ediri's got the wits about him to be able to adapt very quickly. And you know, sometimes the break comes at a good time for one of the fencers. In this case, I think it's come at a great time for both of them. There, Emeric Clot speaking with Ediri, the French foil coach, and down at the other end, it doesn't look like Oleg Maciszek, who's the national coach for the Japanese team, but we haven't got quite a good enough look at him. The Ukrainian has been in charge of the Japanese team for some time now, but a good chat between Emeric Clot and Alexandre Ediri. I fancy that Ediri is going to press a little bit more. He's going to just be a little bit more on the front foot in this second period. I think Takahiro Shikine is benefiting most when he goes on the longer attack. So he starts fast to make his opponent run away, but as long as he maintains his forward momentum, he can slow down and keep the right of way.
So here we go with the second period. Score sits at 8-7 to the French fencer.
Straight off the line.
Yes.
So almost a mirror image of each other. Nothing given on that occasion.
So you see what I'm saying about the pace of the attack?
Yeah.
He goes forward, stops, or it slows down. He doesn't stop. That's the key thing. He doesn't stop. He just slows it down, and that then gives him time and space to look for the real attack. For me, that's never going to work against Ediri. His reactions are too fast. Shikine stepping in, looking to draw the attack from this opponent, pick it up with a para riposte. I think Ediri is too sharp for that today. Still the attack from the right. Beauty, and there's the scream, and understandably he's not supposed to do that, and you can hear
Shouting not allowed.
Yeah, but beautiful reaction there, going down into octave, into the 8th line to block out the attack. You see this slow, this what looks like a slow attack from the Japanese fencer is the one that's working.
Here he goes again. Shikine, building. Still pressing forward.
Beauty, flick over the shoulder.
Finished that nicely and leveled the scores.
Yeah,
a wonderful hit.
Just changed the line there on his attack. Now, does he stop here? For me, he doesn't, but the referee has said together, both attacks at the same time. Look at the distance of
Shikine pressing.
Just look at that
Such
distance.
a close distance.
Oh, beauty again, over the top, over the shoulder. So there's a vulnerability now that we've seen from Ediri for the first time.
Yeah, Shikine's worked it out, hasn't he?
Boom, over the top, lovely. Close quarters.
Didn't really see the build up to that one because we were still watching the slow motion replay. They're going on at such a pace.
See, now he's gone back to the body as the main line, and it's not working for him because Ediri's so sharp with his parry. Watch this. Boom. It's a block. Yeah. It's a counter block, that's called. He's hit his opponent before he's blocked the blade.
And I think he just kicked the scoreboard over as well, so that's maybe going to cause a slight delay.
Yeah, we just get a time to catch our breath a little bit in this stunning second semi-final.
I think that could be the problem.
Shikine is, you can see he's a little bit frustrated with that, and that's because you were talking about momentum. The momentum was very much with him. He didn't want this break.
Well, to be fair, he was the one that kicked it over. Unintentionally, obviously. But momentum with the Japanese fencer. Now Ediri has decided he's going to be the one that does the pressing.
Yeah, he certainly is. And Shikine using his brain there, very smart, took the parry, took one step back. And even though Ediri hit first, Shikine had the right of way. Unfortunately, he hit off target on this occasion. Doesn't score a hit, but prevented his opponent from scoring one.
Distance. Allez. Attaque, touche pas. Anger.
Close.
Yeah.
It was close, but it was just the lack of movement on the feet from Shikine that gave the right of way to Ediri.
Allez.
Oh,
Oh, tried a little flick there behind himself.
Anger.
That's like a footballer looking one way and shooting the other way past a goalkeeper. Well, how he did that, I'll have no idea. He's just unbelievable. He looked like he'd lost his balance. He sprung back up.
yeah, he went for this ducking maneuver because he thought Ediri was coming in, and Ediri didn't attack, and somehow he managed to get the point.
Beautiful. Watch this. Just picked it up a tiny bit late again, but great hit. And the box is fallen over again. The box is the familiar term in fencing for the scoring apparatus in the middle of the piste. And the referee quite rightly calling the fencers back to the middle of the piste, so that as soon as this apparatus is corrected, they can get right back underway.
Allez. Remise. Pas. Anger.
Hit stands. Now I wonder
Wow.
if Shikine's going to call for a video. He doesn't. He did look
Yeah,
back
because
to the
it looked like
coach.
Ediri had passed and crossed.
And now he's saying turning as well.
Yeah,
Has called for the video.
yeah, I think understandably on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's have a look at the replay. Talk us through it.
Well, the two miss on the first ones, I don't think they have crossed, actually. If anyone's going past, it is Ediri.
Ediri, does he go
But
past
he's actually
there?
he actually springs backwards in that leap, so I think the hit will stand.
Allez.
It does.
It does indeed. And it brings Alexandre Ediri just 1 point away from clinching a place in the final.
Flick over the back again.
Again, the flick over the shoulder works for Shikine Takahiro.
He's going to go for it again, I'm sure.
Oh, Ediri, don't let the rush of blood go to the head. It's building a slow attack now. It's the Frenchman's right of way.
But the counter block from Shikine has taken him through to the final. A phenomenal last hit from him. I thought he was going to come off the line and go for the attack.
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. Really, really exciting fencing to watch. And as you say, Karam, different styles, really contrasting.
Yeah, very different styles. You're quite right. Well, the referee just having to go to the video as you do at 14 apiece, just to make sure there are no infringements, and that's why we came back to get the final score. But yeah, very different. I like the look of Ediri. He's got the full ticket, and he's got brilliant hand speed and great reactions. But Shikine, where you'd expect the Asian fencer to be slightly more intense, slightly more aggressive, was patient, took his time to build into the fight, and landed 3 or 4 beauties over the shoulder. And then this final counter block was just really all about what's upstairs and thinking about the moment to go for what technically is a little bit of a dangerous shot.
Yeah,